right, get this. Syracuse football, they're headed to Vegas to take on UNLV. Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby.
Now, even if you're not like a diehard football fan,
Right.
stick with us.
Yeah.
You're going to Vegas this weekend, right?
Yes.
So we're about to give you some serious bragging rights. Beyond just knowing, the best slot machines,
Mm-hmm.
this deep dive is going to uncover the crazy logistics of college sports travel, the business side of these big games,
Yeah.
and of course, a little taste of that Las Vegas energy.
Of course, gotta have it.
Oh, and did I mention, the Syracuse punter has been spotted, get this,
What?
tickling the ivories
Oh, no.
on a baby grand in the hotel lobby.
No way.
I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up.
Wow. What's so fascinating here is that this isn't just a game.
Right.
It's like a history-making event.
Yeah.
Syracuse and UNLV, believe it or not,
Yeah.
they've actually never played each other before.
Seriously, never.
Never.
It's wild.
It's true. And you know what? That actually tells us a lot about how college football scheduling works.
Okay.
It's not always about these, storied, decades-old rivalries.
Right.
This matchup.
Yeah.
It represents a chance to build new connections, potentially spark a rivalry for the future.
I love that.
And for a program like UNLV, this is huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge opportunity to kind of make some noise on a national stage.
Absolutely. And speaking of making some noise, right? I was reading this article. It's from Syracuse.com talking about the team's trip.
Yeah.
And get this.
What?
They are rolling into Vegas with a full-on tractor trailer
Wow.
packed with equipment.
Oh, wow.
A tractor trailer. I mean, what? Are they bringing the entire, Carrier Dome HVAC system with them?
Right.
What could possibly take up that much space?
That's a great question. It really, it speaks to the sheer scale of college sports logistics.
Yeah?
We're not just talking about helmets and shoulder pads here.
Right.
That tractor trailer is probably carrying everything
Oh, wow.
from specialized training gear to recovery equipment.
Yeah.
Maybe even those high-tech compregnant socks you always hear athletes raving about.
Okay, so maybe not the entire Carrier Dome,
Right.
but still, that's pretty wild. It sounds like they were taking this trip seriously.
Oh, absolutely. These trips are more than just games,
Right.
They're business trips for these student athletes.
Yeah.
And for Syracuse, traveling all the way to Vegas, it means being prepared for anything.
And speaking of Vegas, right, this isn't just like any ordinary weekend in Sin City.
That's
This
it.
is Vegas on another level.
Exactly.
The UNLV article mentioned that the Rebels are actually ranked, get this, for the first time in their history.
Wow.
And to top it off, the Aces have a WNBA playoff game happening that same weekend.
Oh, man. You're right. The energy in Vegas is going to be electric.
Oh, yeah.
This game isn't just a game, it's an event. It's like a spectacle.
Yeah.
And for you, our listener, heading there this weekend,
Yeah.
it means you're walking into the heart of it all.
Wow.
Talk about lucky timing.
And speaking of UNLV, I was checking out this article
Yeah.
from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Okay.
And let me tell you, the
Wow.
Rebels are on fire right now. Yeah, they pulled off a huge win last week.
Wow.
Snagged themselves a coveted spot
Yeah.
in the top 25 rankings.
This is a really big deal
It is.
for a program like UNLV.
Great.
Cracking that top 25.
Yeah.
It's not just like bragging rights.
Right.
It's a signal, to recruits,
Yeah.
rival schools, the entire college football world.
Wow.
That UNLV,
Yeah.
they're a team on the rise.
That's awesome.
And it adds a whole nother layer of intrigue
Right.
to this matchup.
For sure.
Could this be a closer game than people think? You bet it could.
I mean, their offense definitely seems to be clicking.
Oh, yeah.
The article mentioned their quarterback
Yeah.
threw for 182 yards
Yeah.
and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Les.
Wow, exactly. They're playing with a confidence we haven't seen from UNLV in a long time.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
can make all the difference
Totally.
in a close game.
So to recap, for our listener who's heading to Vegas this weekend,
Yes.
you've got 2 teams with something to prove.
Yeah,
A city buzzing with excitement.
for sure.
And, I mean, enough storylines to rival a Hollywood blockbuster.
Absolutely.
Oh, and speaking of Hollywood blockbusters,
Yeah.
that article about UNLV
Okay.
mentioned traffic.
Oh,
Could be a nightmare that night.
really?
Yeah, with the game and the WNBA playoff game
Oh, yeah.
happening at the same time.
Wow.
So if you're planning on being anywhere near the strip that night,
Yeah.
you might want to wear your walking shoes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Big events like this,
Yeah.
they have like a ripple effect. Throughout the city, you've
Right.
got increased tourism revenue for local businesses.
For sure.
And of course, the inevitable traffic jams.
Right.
It's interesting, though.
What's that?
The article also mentioned that UNLV's athletic department is dealing with, like, a budget deficit.
Oh, wow.
A big game like this, with the national attention and increased revenue it brings in.
Yeah.
It could be, like, a real game changer for them.
Totally.
Both on and off the field.
So much more than just a game. Right. This matchup has it all.
It does.
We've got a first-time face-off, a Cinderella story with UNLV's rise, and a glimpse into the business of college sports.
Absolutely.
All happening under the bright lights of Vegas.
It really makes you think, like, as college sports continue to grow and evolve, how will events like this shape the future of these programs and the cities that host them?
Such a good question.
Right.
It's definitely something to think about, you know, as you're soaking up the electric atmosphere in Vegas this weekend.
Exactly.
And hey, if you stumble upon any fascinating facts or stories or anything while you're there, be sure to share them with us.
Please do.
We're always up for another deep dive. Until next time, happy listening.